Cool.
Thank you, Danielle. I'm still trying to get my head around yesterday, trying to get my head back together. Anybody that's intimate with me knows that I'm kind of crazy into this concept of 1-1-11, because it's a kind of a reset, and all the numbers are fresh, and like, so happy 1-1-11, people.
Yeah.
Perfectly great bands collapse after a few years, maybe 5. Marriages ebb and die. People break down. What is happening is what is happening now. Everything else is out of view. You can fool yourself, but please don't pretend with me. I keep trying to trick myself, keep trying to convince myself what I am like I know, but all I am is here. I am an antenna, and I broadcast what I receive if I get lucky, and even then there's judgment and time and ego involved in the accounting, and if I pretended to know who you were or really anything about you at all, I was wrong. I was wrong. Perfectly great bands collapse, but sometimes they don't. There are marriages that stand against the tide, and some lives just build and shed skins like lies, regenerating into streams that flow all the way across the land till they hit the sea. There's a million shitty bands that to all appearances you just don't see, in towns you've never been to, in scenes you never stood, in years you didn't live, but sometimes you get lucky and you're in the front row in Des Moines or St. Paul or some town you find yourself in, and your fingers are interlaced with an angel's as the room disappears, then comes up in smoke that rises you all up off the floor as the most tremendous noise you ever heard begins to erupt, and then it's on. It's on.
Yeah.
And all your daughters will betray you finally, and all the family pets will turn on you, and in the early morning the sadness of a girl who wants everything she can get washes over you, and you can't sleep, so you rise from the grave and beat your teeth again with a rope, praying to the gods to please, please cease. And no one believing you again, and no one to see the vision that you saved on that one videotape. They may as well toss that with all the paper into that cheap wood case. And all your daughters will betray you over and over, all April and on into May. In the morning you can find the dogs in the street rotting in the sun. You pick them up in your arms like cordwood and laugh, shaking hands with skeletons. You broker a deal for just the right boat, the very boat. And me, I will never find the right ones to say, the right ones that you needed me to say, the ones you longed for, the fundamental overtones, the black true notes you needed to make your strings sing without being touched. And for that I am truly, truly sad.
Yeah.
We tried a few games, but the one we really took to was speed. Speed! We would set fire to some shrubbery, then kneel down onto that rug underneath the glow of the oracle as the city outside glowered, and go at it for hours, flipping cards madly like mowers, taking down flowers, and laughing like drunk beggars in dire need of waters. Then we'd fuck, standing up by the supercomputer, spitting out random numbers, then back to the rug for a few more doses of speed. Speed! Speed, staying up for hours and hours while the towers of industries tallied the megawatt hours on the meters. I beat her and she beat me. It was hard fought until morning when we finally hit the showers. Then wrapped in towels, we laughed like leaf blowers and tore out the cards for one more round of speed. Right. Okay, so maybe you will end up this life childless and alone. Yeah, it's early and a lot of innings to be played, but it happens, and it doesn't seem that unlikely, but you will not be alone. Maybe you will end up this life childless and alone, but don't pretend you didn't choose that. You were choicey. You chose. Okay, so maybe you will end up this life unloved, unappreciated, undiscovered underneath that stone. Maybe the eternal river will rush over you and polish you down to nothing, no flesh, no more bone. Maybe the books will not contain you and you will rattle your ghost through the nights alone. Alone. There's still time, but you can't seem to want it. It's been too long. This lifetime, the wind sings songs to you now. You've always heard that other call. Maybe you will end this lifetime childless and alone. The gods are laughing and drinking and placing their bets, and dude, I hate to tell you, things are looking grim. Fuck it. You'll take that action. You'll take all you can get, and fuck their corrupt vig. Money is of the flesh. You have always been that ghost. It is something you chose. You can walk through walls of the brick schools and the family homes of so much pain, and nothing can touch you anymore. You will end this lifetime childless and alone. Fuck yeah, you will end this life childless and alone.
Is that to me?
Another feel-good poem.
Right.
Dad for that.
I'm going to do 2 more poems and I'll leave it alone here.
No.
Your forehead a blank slate. All your light comes from the other third eye. The one that sees in the dark. The one you keep covered and wiped. The one that you're always trying to hide the smell of. The one whose voice makes people laugh. And through your regular eyes, only 4 colors in the spectrum. Your life a comic book. Graphic, violent, adult, exaggerated, boldly outlined fantasy. You can't escape this body. Your demon has severed you off from the higher chakras with a firewall. You hear the voices of the angels, farewells, but you can't see them. You can't break through. The cats come by sniffing your radiance as you talk to your mom on the phone, but you're just not feeling it anymore. She just doesn't seem to understand you. You were such a sweet boy. You're listening, but on your forehead, a blank slate. There's just no light coming through. Happy New Year, everybody. All right. Danielle, thank you, dear. Like, I don't take a lot of gigs, but I always take your gigs because you know what you're doing. I appreciate it. Thank you much.
I thank you so much.
I'll close out with this one. They took the wormwood out of the absinthe. They took the cockney out of handicap. They redoubled the speed in the Sid and amped up the cron. They took the videos off MTV. They put landing strips on the fields of birds. They switched out the agave and the Patron. They stopped making records and sold us gay little pink rectangular things instead. They killed the comic book with their greed. They killed the comic book. All the cars, repulsive waitresses, fat asses, no wings or style, all fake plastic sheen. They pumped up baseball like a fake supermarket peach. They did away with the need to read. Who were they? Who were they? They were gay. They were cock asshole gay. No, really, what did they want? As they rode and they rode and they rode and they rode, they loved to ride. They loved the sheer earthlessness of the droll, sensational dropping of it all. They cranked it up. They stole. They started beating off. They beat off to gay images of pornography on gay internet stations in gay cities in the gayest planet of all the gay universe, gay planets, gay. They killed the comic book with their greed. They killed the comic book.
Yay.
Gregory Corso would love you.